Hello everyone and welcome to the Holiday Inn Stratford, which is in London. Don't confuse it with Stratford upon Avon. Apologies if the sound isn't up to standard. I forgot my clip-on microphone, so I'm having to rely on the camcorder's microphone. Anyway, I'm here. I'm here in London town, all on my own. I can't believe it. I'm not sure if this is the same room we had. It might be. I'd have to double check. Anyway, it's room 202 if you're interested. By the time you see this, I'll be long gone. I'll be back up north to Yorkshire. But anyway, first time in a long time that I've travelled to London on my own. I used to do it as a kid. You know, before I was a teenager, I used to go up from Sussex on my own to the Big Smoke to Victoria, and then I used to navigate the underground from Victoria to King's Cross, and then get on a train to Leeds to stay with my grandparents. And yeah, I wasn't very old at all. Back in those days, I got free first class train travel because my dad worked for Travellers Fare, which was the sort of catering side of British Rail as it was. So my mum still gets the free first class travel, but you were limited to a number of trips. I never made full use of it. It was like a card that you just write the date in and you'd flash the card, you know. It was funny sometimes when used to go up to Leeds with my brother Paul, who back in those days, he was sort of a heavy metal fan, and he had this tatty denim jacket with these badges on, long hair, looked a right scruff. And I'll never forget the time we were both sat in the first class carriage from East Grinstead to Victoria, and those were the days. Not sure if they're like that now, but it was like separate compartments for 6 people and normally a corridor. So we were sat there, and the guard, this was the time when a guard would come round and check your tickets. So this guard looked at my brother and said, "Ugh, you're not first class, get out." And my brother, without saying a word, just reached into the top pocket of his denim jacket and flashed the first class pass, and then the bloke was all apologetic. Obviously I looked a lot smarter, but he looked at my brother and thought, "Nah, you're riff-raff." I'll never forget that. It was very good. I did travel first class on Grand Central. I've never used them before. Previously we've used Hull trains, but I got a direct train from where I live to London town, London King's Cross. And yeah, there was some horror stories I read online about they weren't very good. I'm going to take my shoes off. They weren't very good, standards on the train. But no, I found it fine. It was on time. My seat was there, ready and reserved. I got my freebies, which included a drink of my choice and 2 items from the snack selection. They were free. If I wanted more, I could have ordered more and paid for it. But it was taken, because in first class you don't have to go and collect it. You order it from your table, you just scan this QR code, order it from your table, and then it comes in a little bag. So I just had a black coffee, a Bakewell tart thing, and the bags, I should have taken a photo, they were like doll sizes, they were miniatures, but I got 2, I only ordered 1, 2 little snack packs. So that kept me on, and then there was water provided as well. So yeah, pretty happy. I watched the film Trading Places on my iPad, listened to a bit of music, and before I knew it, I was here. I took a wrong turning. I've no sense of direction. I started off badly because when we got to King's Cross, I started walking in the opposite direction. I saw other people going that way, so I just followed them like a sheep. But it turned out it wasn't that way, so it was the other way to get out. And I had on my phone, which is somewhere, I had written down in big print, because I can't see anything, I've got my lenses in, so I can't see anything close up. So I got all the details. I'll just get them for you. Oh. So I had my phone, and let's have a look. So I'd written down in my notes section, and I did it in big print, all the things I had to do. So, but this is not like me. I deviated from the list. Instead of from King's Cross, it said Circle Line eastbound to Liverpool Street, which I did do, but then it said change at Liverpool Street, Central Line eastbound to Stratford. But then I saw some signs for Stratford on the Elizabethan line, or no, Elizabeth line, which is probably the newest underground station and, you know, underground doodah. And it's more modern because there's less chance, well, I don't think there's any chance of anyone being pushed onto the tracks because there are these doors all along the platform, so they only open when a train arrives. So I felt a bit safer, and it was a lot quicker. Only a couple of stops. I just stood up all the way. There was no point in trying to sit down. I had a rucksack on. And I kept checking and think, am I doing the right thing? But the thing is, in London, don't look like you don't know what you're doing. And I was a little bit wary of, you know, especially because I deviated, but it was a lot quicker on the Elizabeth line. And then then I made a false, because I came out at a different place. You come out near the Westfield Stratford shopping centre, and I remember walking over this sort of flyover, and then I knew the way from there, but I came out a different way and ended up going a little bit wrong, but a few more minutes and I worked out. So once I knew where I was looking for these sort of, I don't know, this sculpture thing that looked like sort of leaves, and I knew when I saw those I was on the right track. But as soon as I saw the walkway, I knew where I was going. Over the walkway, through the bus station, and just along, 10-minute tops walk, and actually past the Abba, what do they call it, stadiums, venue. I could see it as I was passing on the train, and the time we came for, we didn't see it because it was a different train. It was a much older train. Anyway, the Elizabeth line was the best one for me, so I'll try and remember which way to go back home. So I'm here for Abba Voyage, the 2nd anniversary of Abba Voyage, and this is a bit special because apparently Benny and Bjorn, the actual people, not the avatars, the real flesh and blood, Benny and Bjorn will be doing a Q&A session before the concert, so I've got to get there earlier. They say an hour before. I'm not going to go an hour before. I'll probably go about 40 minutes before, arrive, and then I'll have a look in the shop. One tip, there are 2 shops at Abba Voyage. There's one at Pudding Mill Lane station, where that's the nearest station. If you're not staying in one of the hotels nearby that's in walking distance, if you're coming direct, you need Pudding Mill Lane station. So anyway, there's an Abba Voyage doodah gift shop, and I made the mistake of buying something there outside the venue. Well, it's not a mistake. And then you have to queue up and get your ticket scanned, and then you get a frisk. And I'm looking forward to it because I haven't been touched down there for a long time. So hopefully it's a nice hunky bloke that's going to, do the bizzo. So I will buy something in the shop that's in the venue, because there's the same shop in the venue, and then you've got less for them to look through, because I went in with a bag, you see, with an Abba Voyage hoodie that I haven't worn since. Well, I haven't worn it. And I thought about bringing it to wear today, but I haven't. I'm just wearing the same jeans I've got on, and I'm just changing my shirt and t-shirt, and I've got a clean pair of pants and socks to change into. I'll have a shower as well. I'm venturing out shortly. I wanted to check in, get all this checked in, and that was fine. So I'm going to, after freshening up, I'm going back down the street to Westfield Shopping Centre. I'll go to M&S, get a few nibbles, because I've not had much to eat, so I'll just get sandwich, salad, cold drink, that sort of thing. And that'll do me for the rest of the day until tomorrow, where there is a breakfast included in the price of the room, so I can go down. I'm going down at 6:30, or just after 6:30. I want to be there early and, get the fresh stuff. And I've got to check out by 11, but I think probably if I'm getting up for around 6:30 and going for breakfast around that time, I'll probably check out about 9ish, or maybe a bit later. I don't want to get involved with any sort of commuter business on the trains. So I think maybe 9:30 I'll go, and then I've got a few hours to kill, which I might go to the Science Museum, I'm not sure. But I'm glad I'm here. I'm here. I was all a bit apprehensive about it, but, obviously I'd rather go places with someone else, with my partner, but I have done this before, so I felt a bit safer. Once I've done one, you know, it's always, for me, it's the fear of the unknown. Once I've done it once, I'm sort of fine, you know. So I knew where to go, and I'm going to maybe have a quick recce at the Abba Doodah as well. I might do that first and just take some photos before the crowds and then come back, because I'm going to go a different way. The main, I think it's called High Street, where this Holiday Inn Express is, and it's just basically down the road a bit, and then there's a road you walk down. It'll probably be signposted for the Abba Voyage, or it'll be signposted the Pudding Mill Lane station. So it's just a question of going out to the front, down the road, down a thing, and it's here. It's not going to take me long. When Mark and I came, we went to sort of back route for some reason. So I'll be fine. It feels like a pretty safe area here. So obviously London's full of tourists who don't know what they're doing. But just plan before you go. That's what I do. Plan the stops you need to take, what you need to look for to get to your destination, whether it be to the Abba Voyage or to wherever you're going. But yeah, you want the station Stratford, or Pudding Mill Lane, which is the next stop. I don't know if it's before or after. But anyway, so I'm here, I'm relieved. What is the time? It's 3 p.m. So I haven't got time for a quick shower now, so I'm going to go out now, just freshen up a bit, wash my face, and take my empty rucksack, go down the road, go to M&S, get a few bits and pieces, come back, relax, and get ready. I don't know, I'll just check when I have to be there, but we've got to be there earlier than the normal, because there's the Q&A session before the Doodah. And I've been getting lots of updates from Abba Voyage. Abba Voyage. We can't wait to see you for our 2nd anniversary. Your journey is about to begin, blah, blah, blah. So the gates open at 5. So the gates open in 2 hours. I'm not going there, but the Q&A starts at 6:30. So I think I'll probably leave this hotel about 5:45. It'll only take 15 minutes, so I'm going to arrive about half an hour before. And there's no point. I might go a little bit earlier, because I can always mill around the shop and stuff like that. So the Q&A starts at 18:30, and then the concert starts at 19:45 for 90 minutes. There was a lady in the lift. She looked the type, so I was bold enough to say, she was going on floor 4 and I was floor 2. So we shared the lift, and I said, "Oh, are you here for Abba?" And she said, "Yes." And I said, "Oh, I've been here before, but I couldn't resist coming again to, because of the Q&A session." And she said, "Oh, yes, it's great." I think she's been before. But apparently this whole area has really benefited from Abba Voyage, because obviously there's people booking into hotels nearby, there's people eating out in restaurants, there's people going to the shops at Stratford Westfield shopping centre. So it's really boosted the economy. So if you want to come down to Abba Voyage, it's going to be here for a few more years. It was initially just going to be a sort of temporary thing, and I did try and get tickets when it first was announced, but it was impossible, even though I had an advanced Doodah. And I just thought, no, I won't bother. So my partner got it sorted, and we came. And I'm coming back again in October, because I wasn't planning on this one. This is an extra one I wasn't planning on doing. So I haven't got such good seats for this concert. I'm sort of towards the side, but apparently wherever you sit, you get a good view. But it'd be nice to see it at a different angle. But when I'm coming back in October, I've probably the best seat in the house. It's the front row, just in front of the mosh pit, where people stand up. But it's dead centre of the front row. It's really central. That ticket cost me more than the ticket I'm using today. So, yeah. As I said, I don't know if this is exactly the same room. Obviously, all the rooms must look the same. I think I ordered a double or a twin, I don't know. The bloke behind the counter said something about, I said, as long as it's got a bed, I don't care. I said, it's only me. Only me? So, I'm just going to freshen up, visit the little boys' room, and pop out to get some food. And might see you later when I'm all ready, dressed up and ready to go to experience the voyage one more time. Oh, I'm pooped. I got lost again. I got lost in the Westfield shopping centre. I've no sense of direction. I really only wanted to go to M&S, which is near the entrance, but I somehow found myself walking for miles, and it was very, very busy. It's Bank Holiday Monday, and there's lots of people who walk a lot slower than I do. So I was getting myself a bit hot and bothered. I just wanted to be like that man. What's that film where he goes a bit crazy and guns folk down? That's how I was starting to feel in Westfield shopping centre. Anyway, I've got me stuff to eat, and I've been and had a look at Abba Voyage, but I went all round the houses. I don't know. I just I got lost. Even using this app called City Mapper, I mean, that was a little bit of help, but not much. Anyway, I found it, so I took bit of photo of the venue. It doesn't look as good in the daylight. The ABBA thing doesn't pop out at you. But there's people milling about and doodah. So, I'm going to have to put this camera down. It's very heavy. Let's take my bag off, take my shoes off. I'm looking forward to a nice shower. I'm having to use their shower gel in order to, make my bag a bit lighter. Although it still weighs a ton. It's all my electronics. I made my iPad lighter by not bringing the keyboard and buying a cheap cover, so that got rid of a bit of weight, but still weighed a ton, and I haven't really brought very much. I'll show you my toiletries I brought. I'll do a tour of the room, such as it is. I'll take these shoes off. So anyway, yeah, I've got to eat up. I've got some bits to eat, and I bought, because, I woke up quite early this morning. I did manage to get back to sleep for a bit, but didn't sleep on the train. I had a black coffee on the train, and I bought some double espresso shot oat coffee to drink, so I don't want to be falling asleep at Abba Voyage. I mean, it's not likely, but, I'm not paying all that money to fall asleep. Right, let's take out my meal. There's no fridge. It would be great for this little fridge in here. It's quite warm. I've been fiddling with the aircon. I don't know, something's working, but it's not in here. So I took my empty rucksack. M&S. Oh, that was so busy. So I bought myself, and this lot cost me, what I'm about to show you, in London. This cost me £18.15. Apparently you're not supposed to take receipts. They've got something in the print that can make you sterile or something. It's the latest thing I found out. Right, so I've got a classic vegetable selection sushi. Still cold anyway, good thing. I've got an egg and watercress sandwich. I'm going to put telly on and all. And because I've been in London mixing with the riffraff and, well, not riffraff, that's a generalisation. Mixing with real people who might not be as hygienic as one, I thought I'd need some defence, so I bought ginger defence. That could mean something else. Back in the olden days, ginger was Cockney rhyming slang. It's good. I'm in London, I can give you a bit of a lesson in Cockney rhyming slang. But ginger is Cockney rhyming slang for queer, Or iron hoof is another one. But ginger beer it was. So you could say someone's ginger. It means a ginger beer, queer. Yes. I've even heard that mentioned on Are You Being Served, about him being ginger. I didn't realise when I first saw that what that meant. Anyway, I've got some ginger defence, because I think I need defending against the germs. A couple of still waters. They're mainly to go in the kettle, because I'm not using water from the tap in London. I mean, it's the London water, I expect, has been through countless people's bladders before it... It's not as nice as Yorkshire water. I've got myself some nuts, natural nut mix. I won't be eating all those, but I might want to snack on some nuts after the concert. I might feel a bit peckish. So I've got some nuts. That's my drink, an oat latte, cold brew coffee, double shot of espresso. Ooh, there, double shot of espresso to wake me up. Oh, and I've got this Mandarin dessert. It's okay, because I thought, there are spoons, because I need a teaspoon, but of course there's teaspoons with the tea and coffee stuff. so I can still eat that. Is that it, Bog? I think that's it. Yes, all that, 18 odd pound. Right, folks, it's time to go. I'm off to see the real Benny and Bjorn from ABBA, and of course, the whole ABBA Voyage show. So, I'll debrief when I come back. Oh, I think I've gone deaf. Why did they have to have it so loud? Oh, my ears are ringing. I'm sure it wasn't as loud as that the last time I went. The first time I went to see Abba Voyage, but I was near the stage. So, yes, it was good. I'm glad to be back in the hotel. To be honest, I wish I was home in my own bed, but I will be tomorrow night. So the Q&A session, yes, Benny and Bjorn were actually there. Some man was doing the interview part. I don't know who he was. It'll probably be put up on YouTube or something. It'll be available for you to view, the whole Q&A. I had a question in, didn't get asked. It was a bit out there. But there were some boring questions answered, you know. But there was a lot of questions asked by celebrities. So let's try and remember all the celebrities that were actually there to ask Benny and Bjorn a question. The first one was Matt Lucas from Little Britain fame and Bake Off and whatever. Come Fly With Me. Matt Lucas asked the question. I can't remember what the question was. Then there was Richard Arnold, not a fan, from GMTV or whatever it's called now. I don't watch that shite. Joanna Lumley asked a question. I can't remember her first name or her second name, but the lead singer of the Scottish group Texas, she asked a question. Then two women I didn't really recognise. Some, was it Gail Porter and some blonde woman? Didn't recognise them. Rick Astley, he asked the question. And then Claire Balding. I think I've got them all. So they were stood at the back and they had a camera on them and lights, and of course when they asked the question their image was, you know, projected so you could see them, but you know, you could look up and see the real thing, and but you could see them better from the big screens. So yeah, it was a nice enough Q&A. I wasn't too bothered about going on my own, because when you go to Abba Voyage, you know you're surrounded, on the whole, by like-minded folk, people that like ABBA. And I found my seat. I deposited my coat in the cloakroom. I thought I would, because it's quite warm in the auditorium, or whatever they're calling it. I went to the shop. The shop in... Oh yeah, we were all given one of these, look. A special ABBA Voyage 2024 second anniversary lanyard, which I did have on, but then I took off and put in my bag. So I bought a little souvenir. Well, I thought I bought two, because the man serving asked if I wanted one of the second year anniversary badges. And I said, oh yes, why not? You know, because he said, oh, they'll only be available, you know, from here today or something. So I said yes, but I was looking in my bag before the Q&A and I thought, where's my badge? But he hadn't charged me for it, so he'd forgotten to do it. So anyway, I bought this. Probably never ever wear it, but it's a little memento. Abba Voyage, London 2024, second anniversary, Pudding Mill Lane, established 2022. So a nice, oh, it's got that on the back. 35 knicker. They know how to fleece you, do Abba. £35. So after, well, I'll tell you what happened after. So we had, my iPhone kept pinging, saying, it's too loud in here, get away. So I will be partly deaf. I'm just going to have a sip of my peach Lipton iced tea thing. So the Q&A session, very nice, you know. They were actually there. It wasn't the avatars, it was the real Benny and Bjorn. Bjorn, he must dye his hair or he's got a transplant or something because it didn't look quite real. But it's definitely dyed. I don't know, he must be in his 70s. So, I mean, that's up to him. You know, Benny's hair seemed normal. You know, he still had hair, but it was thinning and it was grey. So I don't think Benny's bothered, you know, about really what he looks like. But why would you be bothered what you look like when you've got the talent of Benny and Bjorn anyway? So, so they did that, and then there was a half-hour sort of break. So the Q&A started at 6:30, and it probably went on, I don't know, must have gone on for about an hour. Seemed to be, I don't know. And then there was a break, and then the concert itself. So I was sat next to a lady from Lancashire, and she was there on her own, and this was her 8th visit. Now, it was only my 2nd visit. She'd been there 8 times. So I had a nice chat with her. It was really pleasant, you know. Then we had the concert, you know. Being English, we sort of stayed firmly with our bums planted on the seats, but, you know, did a bit of this. But just like the first time I came, when Dancing Queen started, everybody got up, and by then you needed to, because my bum was falling asleep, you know. So I was glad to do a bit of jiggy and getting some blood circulating to my derriere, because yeah, it was a bit doodah. So yes, it was great, and it was nice to see it from a different angle, because I was dead centre the first time and I was sort of at the side this time. So they gave you a strong sticker to cover up the camera on your phone. Well, towards the end, when Benny and Bjorn were walking off after the Q&A, this man next door but one to me, he was using his other camera that they didn't cover, and he was going like this. Oh, quick as a flash, one of the staff came and, ooh, no. I don't know if they made him delete it or what. But yes. But then at the end of the concert, Benny and Bjorn were sort of up the back waving, and then everyone got their phones out. But by the time I'd got mine out my bag, it was too late. The light was off them, so well, I'm sure I'll see it. It'll be on, as I said, it'll be on YouTube. It'll be viewable. So, I'm quite tired now. Anyway, so on the way out, well, we're in the shop actually. I'm sorry if he's watching, I can't remember his name, but he did comment on one of my either Facebook or Instagram posts that he would be there, because I did recognise his face from when he commented. So he said hello to me in the shop. Just said, oh, hello Roger, I know you from YouTube. And then I knew sort of who he was, because I knew he'd be there. There was another bloke who I knew would be there, but I didn't notice him. David, I think he's called. He is called David. Well, his YouTube name is David. So that was nice. So I was recognised by one person. Well, what are you doing? Oh, hang on. It's my it's my partner. Hello, is that my partner? Oh, well, I've just had a long chat with Mark. Told him everything. I don't know what point I am up to telling you. That's the trouble. Probably have to edit. I'm probably going to repeat what I've said, so obviously I'll edit this video. So anyway, what is the time? Hang on. Oh, I've been chatting to Mark for a while. Crikey, it's about 10 to 11. It is a big thing for me to come to London on my own. But now I've done it, I'm fine. It's all gone well. Touch wood. Touch Formica. Touch MDF. So tomorrow I'm planning. I'm not setting an alarm, but I will be awake. Probably be awake before 5. Breakfast starts. I'll double check, but I believe it starts at 6:30. So I want to sort of get down for around 6:40. I want to be down early, get the fresh stuff. So I'm going to fill up at breakfast, and then check out just after 9. I expect. I don't want to get in the rush hour commuter traffic. So I think if it's after 9, sort of check out about 9, walk to the station. I think if people do still work in London, they should be at their desks or in the shops they work in by 9, I'd think. So I'm going to try and remember the way back using the Elizabeth line, because it was quicker. I'll have to work out what trains to catch. I might go to the Science Museum. I think it's in South Kensington, because there's an exhibit there that I've seen a few times that's being removed in a couple of days, and it's the sort of secret life of the home, where it's all the old vacuums and washing machines and sewing machines and all that palaver. I've been there last time we came to London, not the last time, one time, but the curator of that, Tim Huntley, who did the Secret Life of Machines series on Channel 4, in the 80s, I think it was. He put up a video recently saying it's all, they're closing it. So I'm hoping that they haven't started dismantling it and removing it, because I don't really want to go all the way there to find it's already gone. But I've got my proper video camera, so it'd be nice to do one last proper, capture it for one last time. I've got some photos and video of it, but I didn't do everything in the exhibition. I mainly focused on the things I was interested in, but it would be good to take photos and video walkthrough maybe, but I don't know if they might have already started taking it down. So what else is in South Kensington? I don't know if Harrods is there, but I'm going to have a big rucksack, and I don't know if you're allowed rucksacks in Harrods. I'll have to do a bit of research online. I don't want to go and find it's not there. So I'm going to take my contacts out because my eyes feel quite dry. I'm going to have a shower. I feel like I need to freshen up. Put my gym jams on. Maybe have some nuts, a bit more drink. Watch a bit of telly and then go to bed. Perchance to dream. So all in all, I'm glad I did it. Went to London on my own. Saw Abba Voyage, saw Benny and Bjorn. So all in all, it was well worth doing. And if you like Abba, I suggest you should try and get to see Abba Voyage. It's quite expensive, especially if you're coming from far away, so you've got the train fare, and if you want to stop overnight, which you'd have to unless you're going to a matinee, you could do one, there and back in a day if you came to the matinee. But, it's an experience, and who knows, in the not too distant future, they might not want us to be doing so much travelling. So I've decided, just get out and just try and do as much as you can while you can. That's going to be my motto. So I hope you enjoyed this little vlog. But yes, if I do get to the Science Museum, I'll do a separate video of the exhibition. I'm only going to see the exhibition. I'm not really interested in anything else in the Science Museum. It's just that one thing in the basement, I think it is. So I'll just go there, and I might have time for a few shops. But I'm going to have to watch the time. I don't want to miss the train going home. Thanks for watching. If you've liked this video, please thumb it up. If you haven't liked it, please thumb it down. I don't care. And I'll see you all for another video at some point. Bye for now.